The Yao Guai are mutated American black bears, which means they started from an animal with significant cognitive capacity, social memory, and emotional range. Black bears in the normal world remember locations, remember individuals, and show behaviors consistent with frustration, curiosity, and maternal attachment. The Yao Guai version is massively irradiated, permanently aggressive, and presumably in constant physical discomfort from whatever the radiation did to its body internally. It still has the cognitive hardware of a bear, which means it still has the capacity for the emotional states bears experience. But now those states are operating inside a body that is in constant environmental stress. The Fallout TV show added context suggesting ghouls need RADaway to stave off feral deterioration. Bears don't have access to RADaway. A Yao Guai is a bear whose entire emotional architecture is being slowly consumed by radiation damage from the inside. That's a bad time. High-moderate suffering. Death claws are genetically engineered. That part matters. They were not born from the fallout. They were created by the US government attempting to make a biological super soldier, using a combination of animal genetic material that was then further modified by the master's mutagenic processes. The result is an apex predator with exceptional intelligence relative to other wasteland creatures. Enough intelligence to establish territorial hierarchy, to communicate within family groups, and in the Fallout 2 canon, to develop language. The intelligent Deathclaw variant can speak. What does an intelligent creature that was engineered to be a weapon, with no origin community, no cultural memory, and no species history before the apocalypse, think about its situation? It can ask questions. It just doesn't have anyone to ask. High suffering, specifically because the cognitive capacity to suffer is there. Super mutants are humans who have been infected with the forced evolutionary virus, which physically transforms them into massive green humanoids with increased strength and reduced intelligence. Except the FEV doesn't reduce intelligence uniformly. Some super mutants retain significant cognitive function. Marcus, in Fallout 2 and New Vegas, is self-reflective, philosophical, and aware of exactly what he lost. The intelligent super mutants know they were human. They remember human things. They exist in bodies that are no longer human, and cannot have children, and will eventually develop behavioral deterioration that turns them feral. Every super mutant with enough intelligence to understand their situation is carrying the knowledge of a transformation they did not consent to, and cannot reverse. Lenny in Fallout 2 is a ghoul who was a doctor. The doctor is still in there. The ghoul is what's on the outside. That's two things: massive radiation exposure and specific cellular properties that prevent the radiation from simply killing you. The result is that your skin and flesh decay while you survive. You are alive through a process that should have killed you, and the continuation of your life is indistinguishable from a very slow death that never quite arrives. Most ghouls remember being human. They remember the pre-war world. They have had 200 years to watch everything they knew decay faster than they do. Human ghouls are immortal, infertile, and increasingly marginalized by non-ghoul humans who find them threatening or disgusting. The social suffering is layered on top of the physical suffering of existing in a body that is perpetually halfway between alive and not. And then there is the feral ghoul, which is not a separate species, but a ghoul who has undergone the cognitive deterioration that eventually takes them all if they don't find ways to slow it. The TV show confirmed that without regular RADaway, ghouls go feral, which means every ghoul who cannot access treatment is on a timer. They know it's coming. They can feel themselves slipping. The person inside is still there until it isn't. And when it isn't, what's left is a feral ghoul, still physically functional, still technically alive, with no cognitive activity remaining beyond the instinct to attack anything that moves. If there is any remnant awareness inside a feral ghoul, any fragment of the person who used to be there, it is experiencing existence without the ability to influence or understand or communicate any of it. One more creature worth placing on the list before the final verdict. Mole rats are mutated naked mole rats, one of the stranger pre-war animals, known for being essentially immune to certain types of pain due to the absence of substance P in their neuron. The mutation may have preserved that trait, putting them low on the scale by default. In the Commonwealth, they carry a brain parasite that eats human tissue, which is bad for you but presumably not for them. Probably fine. Mostly. That is the answer. That is the bottom of the ranking. The bloatfly doesn't know what it is. The rageroach never had anything to lose. The deathclaw is suffering, but at least it's built for the world it's in. The feral ghoul is the worst outcome in the wasteland because it is a person who cannot stop existing, who cannot remember being a person, and who cannot die of it. The wasteland found a way to take the human capacity for suffering and remove the one thing that made suffering bearable, which is the ability to understand what's happening to you.